Plaid Games has a title I've come across, and I'd like to tell you about it. Forgotten Waters. This is good for 1 to 7 players, ages 14 and up, and should take you about 120 to 240 minutes. Forgotten Waters is a crossroads game set in a world of fantastical pirate adventures. In it, players take on the role of pirates sailing together on a ship attempting to further their own personal stories, as well as a common goal. The world of Forgotten Waters is silly and magical, with stories designed to encourage players to explore and laugh and delight as they interact with the world around them. It's a game in which every choice can leave a lasting impact on the story, and players will want to turn over every rock just to see what they find. Forgotten Waters features 5 scenarios and a massive location book that provides players with tons of choices wherever they decide to go. And that is direct from Plaid Games themselves, the publishers. I am a big fan of the Crossroads games. Well, at least one of them, the Dead of Winter game, and that is really, really harsh. This seems to be the opposite of the feeling and the theme, the atmosphere for this game than it is for Dead of Winter. So I don't know how the Crossroad cards in this are going to play out, because in the other one, they play out really rough and you have to make some really hardcore decisions. But this game is silly and magical. So I'm even more curious to see how these Crossroad cards, how these sort of game interrupts, this happens now, deal with it, type cards are going to play out in, a quote, silly and magical world. So I'm very curious about that. Now, this is pirates. Pirates are a hot commodity. And besides being a hot commodity, I've always been interested in pirates. I've always thought there was something a little fascinating about the swashbuckling lifestyle of the, at least romanticized modern version of the pirate. Ever since I was a kid. So to see a game that has pirates, and in this case is also a Crossroads game, to me, those two are a big draw to this title. The heavy storytelling that this game describes is something else that appeals to me. I enjoy a game that's going to also tell me a story, because I like thematics, and I like to feel like I'm part of a world system, like I'm literally, or as close as can be, literally going on an adventure. And when a game boasts this much story power, storytelling, creation, that's another interest for me. There is also a way to play this solo. You need an app for it, but there's an app game that I've read about. You can use it to play non-solo as well, but it's the only way I think that you can run a one-on game. And apparently it's like a radio drama with the music and noises in it, some fairly good acting from what I've read. I don't know it firsthand, but it seems that others have been enjoying everything about the app companion to this game. And there is, as it said, there's a storybook whole design to this. There's not a lot of storybook games out there. There are a few. They've just started to catch my eye, actually. And I've got the first one is already on the way, or at this point that this is dropped, it's probably already here now. I may have even done the unboxing for it. We know my videos are a few months ahead of schedule, so it could already be here. But yeah, it's a storyboard. It's like a board game. You open it up, there's pages, and you put your characters on it, and the characters are represented by standees, not plastic miniatures, which is going to be good to a lot of people. I know there's a recent movement going on about anti-plastic stuff in board games. I'm not going to get involved in that. That's not part of my shtick here on the channel, is to get political. I'm just pointing it out because it is an actual point that they're not using plastic, or they're not using a lot of plastic. Instead, they have the cardboard standees, and they look good. They look cool, I think. Nothing wrong with them. And, on a side note, which really has very little usually to do with the actual gameplay of a game, I have to admit that whenever a game like this has some 3D components to it and stuff, that's another thing that kind of grabs me, and I really enjoy seeing that on the table and on the board, is 3D kind of tiles, environment stuff, even if it's just a a thematically perfect kind of token holder or something. I want to see that. I like it. What else can I say? So those are some of the things that I've read and that I've seen about Forgotten Waters by Plaid Hat Games, and it really looked nice and interesting to me, and I just wanted to let everyone else know. Maybe you're a fan of pirate games, maybe you're already familiar with Crossroad games and you don't know this particular one, maybe you're new to both and you want to check them out. This one game, you got them both. But yeah, so that's it by Plaid Hat Games, Forgotten Waters.